Hey guys, Daniel here from That Damn Brand, and today I wanted to talk about my five favorite things from the NVIDIA press conference we had that we announced. I guess it wasn't a press conference; it was just a presentation that announced the RTX 3000 series. And my first one, I think, is like one of the biggest deals of them all. Is let's switch this over. The price of the cards. Now, the leaks, we saw leaks of pricing, but the pricing actually turned out to be in the more reasonable section of the card of the SKUs, actually lower. So the leaks were saying that the 3090 was actually going to be around 1400 bucks, but it actually ended up being $1,500, which I'm okay with that because the 3090 is your Titan replacement. So it's the people who want the best. It's the people who have more money than sense, and let them pay the outrageous amount of price and lower the other SKUs for the people that are a little bit more sensible, that want more realistic prices. So the good thing about the 3090 though is the amount of RAM that they got, which I'm a little jealous that they put that much RAM on that card because the next is 10 with the 3080, but I'll get into that when we're done with the price. So the 3080, which is their flagship card, kind of the equivalent of their 1080 Ti of this generation, is 700 bucks, just like the 1080 Ti was when it came out. So that's a $500 reduction from last generation's flagship, and it's supposed to increase. Well, we'll get into performance later, but just from starting right there, $700 for their flagship card. That is amazing. Leaks were saying 800 bucks. I'm really happy with this price point. They're bringing it back to not last generation, but the previous generation. I think they know that they messed up last time because no one bought Turing cards because they were just too expensive. Now, the 3070, $500. That's normally 70 cards were around 400 bucks. Obviously, talking 2 generations ago, but 500 bucks still a good deal because I think. Well, again, we're getting to performance and why I think it's a good deal, and I'm really excited just for price. These cards are very affordable. Noticing how there's like a $200 jump, I'm really excited that the 3060, whenever they announce that, may end up being $400. I mean, not 400. I'm sorry, $300. Which, if it's slightly, maybe like 10% less powerful than 10 or 20% less powerful than a 2080 Ti, it would be as powerful as a 1080 Ti, which I currently have. And paying $300 for the card that I have right now is amazing. My card is very viable still right now at 1080p. 1080p and 1440p. So I'm really excited to see the 60, even though I probably won't personally buy it because I like the higher end cards. It's going to be an amazing deal, and I'm really excited just to see everyone get really, really good graphics cards, regardless of what price point you're shooting for. So, as I was saying, the next thing that I found really, really, really important or exciting was performance. Because price is number one, because you can have all the performance you want, but if you can't afford it, then it doesn't matter. To show this off a little bit, so they did a little thing about the 3090, which, for me, the 3090 is a little bit much, but they claim that you can play 8K on it, and they showed Control, where they were doing 8K 60 frames with RTX on. My guess is that they were using DLSS as well, which for you guys who don't know what DLSS is, it actually renders the game at a lower resolution and then uses AI to guess what the pixel are going to look at, and apparently it looks really good. Like, you can almost not tell the difference. So if if you can get fake 8K, quote unquote, but not know that it's fake 8K because the software is so good at doing that, I don't see why not do it. It's based on visuals. It's not based on actual specs when it comes to this kind of stuff. So if you can't tell the difference and you can get higher frame rates, do it. But 8K 60 frames on some games, that's freaking crazy. But the one I was really looking more towards at was this little graph that they showed us, and of course this is based off of their own like marketing, so it may not be 100% true. But let's just for now say that the marketing is correct, since we don't have any other information. Obviously, when benchmarks come out, we'll verify this, and opinions can change based off real world uh, applications. But right now, the 3080 is coming in at $700, and it's roughly 30% better than the 2080 Ti. So we are seeing a 30% improvement from one flagship to the other for a decrease in price of $500. That is insane. I love that. So, and they're saying that the 70 is roughly the same power as the 2080 Ti. So in 2 years, we went from a $1,200 graphics card, which obviously was overpriced. That's why not many people bought it. But the same power that a $1,200 graphics card had is now $500. Again, love it. I feel bad for the people who were on eBay because a month ago, when the 1080 Ti's sold out because NVIDIA stopped making them, you can go on eBay and buy a 2080 Ti for $1,000, for $1,100. So now we have this card that has the same rasterization, so that just means frames like one for one, not RTX, as the 2080 Ti for $500. But then it's also going to have better RTX performance, which a lot of people are saying, or the rumors are around 3% to 4%, or 3 times to 4 times. NVIDIA flat out says that their RTX is times 2%, or times 2%, times 2. Right here, it says the RT cores deliver twice the Turing, but that's not including with DLSS, which will take things a little bit higher. So I'm pretty excited about that. DLSS, I guess that's another performance thing. 3.0 is supposed to come out. I'm not too sure if that's an Ampere exclusive, which I can see it being. But the difference between 3.0 and 2.0 is 1.0 sucked, so that's not even worried. 2.0 is what 1.0 should have been, where I was talking about how it renders it at a lower resolution, then upscales it through AI. What makes 3.0 awesome is any game that does anti-aliasing, which is a lot of games, will be able to use DLSS will be able to do the AI upscaling. While right now with DLSS 2.0, you need games that are designed around it, and normally that's a NVIDIA sponsored game like Control, or how they announcing that like Fortnite's getting it and Apex is getting it. But NVIDIA has to normally take the initiative to pay these developers to do it. While 3.0 is going to be, no one needs to buy into the system. Every game's going to be able to support it because NVIDIA is going to make it like that. So again, if you can get 20% more frames just by faking in the pixels rather than generating, rendering them raw, I don't see why not. That's freaking awesome. Really excited about that. And these cards are going to be a powerhouse. I love it. I love it. So the third thing that I was really excited about, and I guess this is kind of performance, but not in the same sense as gameplay. Oh, well, I got the wrong one. Here we go. Sorry. Is their new encoder that they're going to have on their RTX card. So while they're claiming that the encoder is, so they're going to be able to encode in a new format called AV1, which is apparently is going to become an industry standard. A bunch of different companies got together and decided on this standard. So it's kind of like a new MP4 type thing, but I guess it's more for streaming than it is for everything else. They claim that it is 50% more efficient than H62, which is what I use when I stream on Twitch, and that uses my CPU, and it actually is very intensive. Which is, I actually bought the 12-core 3900X just so I can stream at this quality. And if I can do it on my GPU for half the resources, I should say, that's freaking awesome. that would help me a lot because I kind of feel like with my monitor right now I have a 2K ultra wide 100 hertz monitor. I kind of feel like 3080 is going to be a little bit of overkill, but that leaves me room on my graphics card to stream, so I can get a good gaming performance, and my audience can get a good stream performance or get good stream experience. I'm sorry, and another thing that I really like about this, while it doesn't really help me much right now because I have good internet, it it makes, I guess, shit, how do I'm lost for words. All right, here. The compression of this is freaking awesome. That's what I'm looking to say. So lower bit rates, you can get higher resolutions. So that's great for people who don't have good internet. Fortunately, I'm good. Like I have fiber, but there's a lot of people who don't, and there's people who watch our damn streams that don't have good internet. So it's going to help them a lot too. I guess one thing that would help me is this right here, where many streamers play at 1440p, 144. However, we stream at 720 or 1080p at 60 frames. I stream at 720p or 60 frames. So it looks like this is going to be the future forward where viewers can watch at 1440p and higher frame rates. So that's really exciting. As a streamer, I'm really enjoying this. Right here it says 1440p, 120 frames. You only need 8 megabytes a second. That's crazy, because right now I think at 1060 we stream at 6 megabytes a second. So for 2 more megabytes a second, you can up the resolutions and double the frames. Well, double the resolution, double the frames. That's awesome. That's crazy. I'm loving this. The raw performance of the graphics card is great, but then all these additional little things that are coming with it, it's awesome. And this is only a Ampere thing. This is only a 3000 series thing. So if you have a 2000 card, you will not be getting this because this is on the GPU itself. So as you can tell, I'm really excited about this kind of streaming stuff. But so the next thing is streaming related. It's my number 4. It is streaming related, but I consider it a different thing because this is hardware based and this is taking the load off my graphics card or my CPU. The next one is software. So it is the Broadcast. NVIDIA Broadcast, they're doing an app which helps you stream. So in the little video that they showed for this, the streamer had his wife come behind him and start blow drying her hair, and then he turned on the noise removal, and the blow drying of the hair completely went gone, and you could see her still blow dry. Granted, it's marketing, so it worked perfectly because it's marketing, but still, that's freaking awesome. Like, if it works, that's awesome. Obviously, don't go out pre-order. Wait for benchmarks. Wait for reviewers to say it actually works. But just the promise is very exciting. And of course, this whole thing that I'm talking about is all promises. So next month, or in 17 days when they release, and none of this works, my opinion will completely change. But if it works, then I'm freaking excited. The second thing that was really cool about this broadcast was that the streamer was talking to his friend, and they're quote unquote playing Valorant, and his friend has a mechanical keyboard, so his friend was intentionally doing all the clicks like that. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Was doing all those kind of clicks like that where you can hear it, and he turned on this thing where it did the noise removal on his friend, so he only heard his friend's voice after that and didn't hear any of the clicking of the keyboard. Again, freaking awesome. So now you can do noise removal on other people's stuff. That's gonna be great for when me and Matt stream with viewers, and they have crappy mics and they have crappy background noise. We can on our end we can control the quality of their sound. That is awesome. Super excited about that. this uses the AI. NVIDIA's been using or been working on a lot of AI, so this also uses AI. Another thing that I really liked about the broadcast was, and I have it over here already queued up. Well, first off, there's a little picture here. It shows that you can use the green screen effect without a green screen. So the wireless, not the wireless, I'm sorry, the AI will pretty much do what a Zoom call does, but while you're streaming, so you no longer need a green screen. That's pretty cool. You can also blur your background if you want to, but this I thought was really cool too.
But the problem is I bounce around so much, it's easy for my head to get out of frame. With the auto frame feature, it's like having your own personal cameraman that follows you wherever you go. So, if for example, I wanted to reach over and grab my cool Valorant hat and show it to everybody, it follows me every step of the way. I just find NVIDIA Broadcast.
So I think that's really cool. Using the AI like that's great. I'm loving this. It doesn't look it's gonna go as deep as like being able to change your voice, like your bass of the voice of your voice, and stuff like you would with a Go XLR or some sort of software that modifies how you sound from the mic. But it does look like there's a lot of cool features, so it may not replace the Elgato that I want to get after I buy my graphics card. The next upgrade is going to be my new mic. But I love what it can do, and it's great that this comes in a graphics card. So the last thing that I really wanted to talk about, and this is, again, I love this, is... Oh, where'd it go? Oh no, did I unclick it? Ah, shit. Okay, well, it's easy to find. Yep, I use Bing for Bing points. Let's do NVIDIA I/O. I misspelled it. Maybe I'll crop this part out. But anywho, so what I should say is that the NVIDIA Broadcast is actually not exclusive to the 3000 series. It is exclusive to RTX. So if you have a 2000 series, you will get access to the Broadcast, which I just showed you. And this feature right here, RTX I/O, which I'm super excited for. This is probably my favorite thing out of all the things I talked about. Maybe price, because you gotta afford it. But I would sacrifice performance for this feature if I had to trade it off. So if you follow me and Matt and our podcast, you'll know that although I don't really plan to buy one at this time, I'm really excited about the PlayStation 5. I'm really excited about the SSD in there, how it has the 5-tier controller, how it's going to be able to pretty much stream in information at the speed of DDR2 RAM. So eliminate loading. That's going to change game design. Worlds are going to be more open. There's going to be more stuff in the world. This next generation of gaming is going to be amazing. I'm super stoked. So to respond to this, NVIDIA is doing RTX I/O, which pretty much uses the GPU acceleration to store stuff the same way that the PS5 SSD does. So this is the PC's answer to the PlayStation 5 SSD. If you follow the PlayStation, they were talking about how there's nothing like its SSD on computer right now, which is true. It's 100% true. But in 16 days from recording this, there will be something that's going to be able to do what the PS5 does. And that is great. It's awesome that it's going to be on prior generation hardware as well. And the reason is because you don't want something like this exclusive, because think about it this way. The more people that have access to technology, the more likely Sony is going to bring their first party games to PC. If there's not a big market for this stuff, then they're not going to bring it over because someone's going to buy it. So if you want Sony exclusives on PC, more people need access to this. Unfortunately, I've heard that AMD is not going to introduce a similar thing until RDNA 3, which will be 2021's graphics cards. But the fact that we have 2 generations of NVIDIA cards on this is awesome. So in a year when AMD gets their version, hopefully there will be enough install base of similar technology where PlayStation will feel that it's adequate for them to put their resources into porting games over to PC. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited that PC will not be the lowest common denominator at this time. What I am worried about, and this is me just being a little bit more, and this is the RAM thing that I brought up before. My graphics card has 11 gigs of RAM. A 3080 has 10 gigs of RAM. According to Moore's Law is Dead, which is a leaker who, or not a leaker, but he reports on leaks, and he actually does know a lot about tech itself. He claims that the compression that they use on the new Ampere cards, the 3000 series, that the 10 gigs of RAM would actually be more equivalent to 12 gigs, but still 12 gigs is like, if you are compressing all this stuff and you're storing it and you like so that it's instant load, I honestly don't think 10 gigs is enough. There's a leak that a 20 gig card may come out, and that's the card that I would get. Right now I'm really cautious about buying a 10 gig card because of all this stuff. But the fact that the technology is on PC is awesome. So I need to wait and see. Yeah, that's what I have for this stuff. I'm really excited about this. Again, let me switch back. Again, don't pre-order, don't buy day one, wait for reviews, wait for benchmarks, and honestly, the smartest thing to do is wait for AMD to release their cards in possibly October, November. If AMD's cards aren't as good, hope maybe they'll push NVIDIA to lower their price a little bit. Or maybe they're just going to be better. AMD is really confident that they have a chance to put a dent on NVIDIA's market, which I kind of hope they do because competition is good for everyone. But in terms of what we saw today from this marketing campaign, it looks awesome. I'm super stoked, and I can't wait to hopefully get my hands on one of these things. But again, I'm waiting to see what AMD has, and I'm waiting to see a 12 gig card because I can't see this this working at like 10 gigs, and it even shows in the little diagram right here. Oops, I don't have. Sorry, let me switch it over. It even shows on this diagram right here, it's using the GPU memory. So it comes from the RAM to the GPU memory. How do you not need more VRAM for this? I'm not sold that 10 is enough. But if you like this video, like, share, subscribe. I'll do more stuff like this if I get a good response. And yeah, catch you guys later.